All right, can everybody see that all right?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Well, again, thank you so much for having me today, Jeff. I really appreciate the opportunity to share a little bit about how I can support the team, how to best utilize our support services here to leverage them for not only existing clients, but even sometimes to obtain new ones. So go ahead and go through here. My name is Hayley Campbell. I am the account executive here for New York and all of New England. So depending on where you are at in the country, you are assigned a different account executive here. It's based off where you live as the agent. If for any reason I'm not your point of contact here, we can kind of move through it and go from there and find your point of contact. What is our agent support program? It boils down to a personalized retention service for you as an agent or broker selling Medicare plans and available to about 1/3 of your clients. As Jeff mentioned, metformin in every household, these are all key indicators that your client could benefit from a service like this and something that you can leverage to make sure that you keep your client happy, healthy, and on top of managing their diabetes. And it costs you and your client nothing. That's the big thing. I talk to agents all the time and they say, well, what does this cost? It's nothing. It's this really cool symbiotic relationship where you get to benefit from making your client happy, an extra layer of white glove service for them. And your client's benefiting because they're getting their supplies fully covered and no one has to pay anything. So it's really this awesome service where everyone's benefiting and no one's having to pay for anything. And I'll go over how it is we do this and how we can offer it to your members right now. What is advanced diabetes supply? So we are a diabetes supply pharmacy that works directly with Medicare agents. We're the only supplier in the country that offers a program like this. Talk to some of my points of contact or brokers sometimes, and if I do have to refer out to a different pharmacy, if we're not in network, they go, who's my point of contact there? And there isn't one, unfortunately. It's our pharmacy offers this program, and I'm here to be an overall resource for you and your members that need these supplies. We are nationally accredited with Medicare. That is no easy feat. Lots of audits, constantly making sure we're following CMS guidelines. We specialize in diabetes management supplies only. So you guys as the agent have to know so much when it comes to Medicare and medications and coverage. The least I can do is take this small wealth of knowledge and help apply it to your book of business for you. We've been supporting agents and their members for over 20 years here. Our program started with just one beautiful woman named Brenda Anderson. She's still here, but now we have upwards of 20 people supporting brokers all across the country. Issues with these supplies are so common. It's created a full-time job for myself and 20 other people here, right? The questions are abundant. They're not going anywhere. Medicare doesn't like to make these types of things easy on us. So I am happy to take those questions off your hands for you and help facilitate getting your clients connected to what they need. And again, overall, just a dedicated resource for you. I specialize in Medicare coverage of diabetes supplies. Any question that might come up, even if it's medication related, we don't dispense medication at this time, but I know enough to be dangerous working in the industry. So if you do have anything come up, feel free to call me, text me, email me, and we'll see what we can figure out. Really just helping to provide you as the agent with sales and retention support for clients that have diabetes. We want to avoid any rapid disenrollments. Having the knowledge and supplying it to your client, letting them know, yes, this item should be covered, but then not having anyone to metaphorically carry them across the finish line leaves a lot of room for issues. If you tell them that a device is covered, they go to their local retail pharmacy to pick it up. They're going to be told it's not covered with Medicare, which is not true. There's just some additional paperwork that's needed. And unfortunately, a lot of our local retail pharmacies, they're fantastic with medications, but they do not have the ability to be very specific when it comes to Part B diabetes testing supplies, and sometimes aren't even contracted to bill Part B of Medicare. Great, so who can benefit from our service? Approximately 1/3 of Medicare beneficiaries have diabetes, and that is not taking into account pre-diabetes. If they need to check their blood sugar, I can help. If they have Medicare, I can help. Okay, some commonly prescribed diabetes medications to keep an eye out for to kind of indicate that your member can utilize our service. These are some of the most common, from metformin to Farxiga. As far as insulin goes, Humalog, Novolog, Lantus, Levemir, these are not all the medications. I do have a comprehensive list. If that's something you're interested in, please call, text, email me, and we'll get that sent over. And then non-insulin injectables as well, Ozempic, Trulicity, Victoza. If you see a client having a medication list with one of these listed, that means they can benefit from the service that we offer here. And we really hammer in this statistic here, but we can provide this to 1/3 of your book of business and it costs you nothing. So what supplies can we help your clients with? So this is the baseline for your members: blood glucose meter, test strips, Lancets, lancing device, control solution. Just like medications, every carrier has a different formulary on brands that they're going to cover. A common issue that we see come up a lot is you have a member that's effective January 1st, after your AEP enrollment, they're switching from one plan to another and they have a different formulary meter. If they go into their local pharmacy and say the stars have aligned in the past, they were contracted, they were dispensing the formulary brand, and they try to pick up a refill of their meter and strips, they're going to be told it's not covered and quoted a copay. Then they sometimes call member services. They don't always get a straight answer as well. It causes a lot of frustration and we want to help avoid that altogether. So you can refer your clients at point of sale. So say it's a November enrollment for January 1st. My team will reach out on your behalf. We mention your name on every call so they can connect the dots. They're aware that this is a service available to them because they have an amazing insurance agent. We'll send them samples to hold them over until their effective date. We take care of all the paperwork from the doctor's office on the front end. So come January 1st, everything is tied up in a neat little bow, ready to go. They won't experience any delays. There's none of that back and forth. It's just as seamless as possible to make sure that, there are no hiccups at the local pharmacy. So we'll facilitate any formulary changes. Oftentimes members can get fixated on a brand that they've been using in the past. And if you have that situation, please call me and I can call your client and explain all the benefits of the meter that's covered under the plan you guys are looking at, what all the great aspects and functions are. Most of the time members are a-okay with it because they've been using meters that have been off the market for years. They take 2 drops shy of a gallon to get an accurate reading. So an upgrade to them is amazing, regardless if it's even a formulary meter that is covered, but we can get them the newer brand or newer version. They're very happy with that. So it's something we're happy to do so. And we carry all the different brands that are covered under the formulary for Medicare Advantage plans. Right, the biggie, continuous glucose monitors. I'm sure you guys have had an abundance of questions about these. We are the #1 national distributor for new Libre patients. What that means to you guys is that we really are experts in the field in getting these items covered for your members, getting the necessary paperwork from their doctor's office. Another awesome benefit of ADS is we actually handle any prior authorization that may be needed as well on our end. An example from a couple weeks ago, I had a member extremely frustrated because they went on to a new plan. They had previously been getting their Libre on their group coverage. They turned 65, they went on to Medicare. They tried to pick up the Libre at their local pharmacy. Local pharmacy told them, nope, not covered, prior authorization is needed. They called their doctor's office. Their doctor's office then applied for a prior authorization and then told the member that it was denied. I called the doctor's office once we got connected and they said, don't even bother. It was already denied. Nothing we can do about it at this point. And I asked them to read me the denial letter that they got, or the denial notice. They had tried to put the device through Part D of Medicare. And so it was denied because of that. It's not a drug benefit. It's a Part B benefit. We love our doctors. We love our pharmacists. But again, they can't be very specific when it comes to this stuff. So oftentimes people are told the items aren't covered. It's not true. We just need to do it correctly. So we handle the prior authorization so they don't run into any of those issues. We have access to the latest continuous glucose monitors on the market. When we are told that they have gained Medicare coverage, we have them in stock by the end of the next week. So any clients that have questions on the newer versions, they want to upgrade, we have a great business model here in that it's very agent client remaining happy facing relationship. I had a member last week who had gotten a CGM within the past couple of years, but there is a way newer model available, but Medicare will only pay for one every 5 years, a new reader every 5 years. So we went ahead and got him a new reader at no cost and then just started billing for the supplies for the sensors they are billed under the same K codes, but the reader, we were able to upgrade him, and that's something we'll do at no cost since they are agent or broker referred. We want to make sure that they stay happy and have access to some benefits that elsewhere they might not have. And we'll also confirm coverage with your client prior to shipping so they're aware of any out-of-pocket responsibilities if that does apply. Some carriers have a 20% share of cost. Others, they're covered at 100%. So if you have a member with questions, please just give me a call and we can review. They do need to be on insulin in order to qualify for coverage for one of these devices, or if they're not on insulin, there are some exceptions made due to hypoglycemic events. So again, we'll facilitate the paperwork, make sure everything meets Medicare's criteria prior to submitting it to insurance so we get everything approved for them. As of today, the Freestyle Libre 3 is not yet covered by Medicare. They eliminated the reader that goes along with it. It's a phone-dependent device, so they kind of eliminated the durable part of durable medical equipment. So coverage is kind of up in the air for that device as of right now, but the Libre 2 is covered. That's going to be the newest, most up-to-date version for your members. And then the Dexcom G7 just received Medicare approval early 2023, and we are already dispensing through our pharmacy. Great. Insulin pumps and pump supplies, Medtronic and Tandem pumps, infusion sets, reservoirs, cartridges. I've had agents call me before and they said, man, when I've seen these items listed before, I would have pause or, question if I even wanted to handle a case like that because it's so confusing. They are confusing. I'll help you navigate that when you guys are looking at plans, help your clients get all the paperwork coordinated and make sure we get everything sent directly to the house as soon as their new plan goes into effect. One thing to keep in mind for your members, if they are on one of these insulin pumps, Medtronic or Tandem, it does change the way that their insulin is billed through their plan. So the Inflation Reduction Act, as we all know, went into effect in January, capping the cost of formulary insulin at $35 a month. However, if your member's on one of these insulin pumps, their insulin is a Part B benefit. It's billed the same way as the pump and the pump supplies and does not apply to the $35 cap. That is until July 1st, so we're coming up on it here in just about a month. The second wave of the Inflation Reduction Act will go into effect and also cap their Part B insulin at $35. Don't know why they didn't do it all at the same time. However, just keep in mind changes in sight July 1st, but for right now, they would be responsible for 20% on a Medicare Advantage plan. If they were on traditional Medicare with the supplement, Medicare would pick up 80, the supplement would pick up the remaining 20 for them. So a great option for those members if financially that is an option for them for a supplement prescription drug plan on these types of pumps. See a lot of people kind of gravitate towards that way of coverage. Great, and then Part D items, Omnipods, insulin syringes and pen needles, and alcohol wipes. These are a drug benefit. They will have copays. Just keep that in mind, and relatively high. While insulin is capped at $35, the way to administer the insulin, like the syringes and needles, are not capped. Oftentimes they are a tier 3 with a lot of carriers. So members can see their insulin capped at 35, but their needles for 3 months at 141. And that causes a lot of confusion. It's an extra worry to have that cost. And we are happy to offer through our pharmacy only an additional financial assistance program for your members. If their individual monthly income is under $3,000 a month, we can possibly waive the copay for their syringes, alcohol wipes, and pen needles. So just an added benefit we're happy to offer. We obviously can't waive copays arbitrarily, but as long as their individual monthly income is meeting that level, we can go ahead and do that. The Omnipods are unfortunately not something we can offer that financial assistance program for. The margins are just very thin there, and financially we just can't do it, but happy to help answer questions for your members and facilitate getting them the supplies at the appropriately covered cost, okay? And then how to take advantage of the program. So the top performing agents that I work with really all leverage the service the same way. Consistently check if your clients have diabetes. If this is an added level of customer service that you can offer to your client to make sure that they stay sticky, so to speak, and they stay happy, make sure you're looking for those medications. Once you confirm that they have diabetes by way of a conversation with your client, or you see it on their medication list, or you see a meter and strips listed, if they give you the go-ahead, you've gotten their consent, you can utilize my secure refer a client link that is listed below. You can scan that QR code and it'll pull it up. A lot of people that I work with say they have it saved as a favorite on their computer tab. But you can also call me or email me, whatever you're comfortable with. I have some people who call me while they're on their appointment with their patient or their client to get them set up prematurely. We can do a call, a text, whatever works best for your workflow. I really am here and available in any way that you guys are comfortable with. I do have marketing material that I'll go over here in a moment. It's a great leave behind for clients on the appointment, so they have my contact number. However, we know Medicare beneficiaries, I'll compare it to a dentist appointment, right? We all know we need to make a dentist appointment, and we put it off and we put it off until we finally call when we have a cavity, right? We want to avoid the cavity. We want to make sure they get taken care of before they run into the issue. A lot of members think, oh, well, I've been obtaining my supplies, no problem, at my local pharmacy. And then I get the call later down the line if the agent didn't refer them directly because their client is upset, they've run into X, Y, and Z issues, and now we have to go in and do damage control, so to speak. So if we can avoid that, we want to. We'll obtain the prescription, verify coverage for them to determine their lowest cost option for their supplies, and then ship the supplies directly to their door with no cost shipping. My QR code there, if you are not on your phone, if you're on your computer right now, feel free to scan that QR code and text me. I'll reach out to you today after the meeting to get you in my system so I can link any of your clients to you as the agent of record. Make sure that we connect all the dots for your members. We keep an open line of communication. If something does come up outside of the realm of diabetes, I had a member ask me about an OTC benefit last week, and I was able to text her agent to ask her to reach out, and she was like, okay, awesome, I'm on it, I'll give her a call right now. So little things like that, really just aware of what that relationship and dynamic looks like for you as the agent or broker and how hard you have to work to get those clients. I'm doing just as much work to make sure that they stay happy, okay? And then again, I can get you sample testing kits if that's something you think you'd benefit from. If you're doing any events and you'd like something to attract members to your table, just let me know. Also something I can offer. And then we're working on diabetes informational kits as well, disease state, frequently asked questions, items like that. I am getting quite a few text messages. Awesome, guys. I'll be giving you a call here after the meeting, okay? Give me some time. I did take an extra day off with the long weekend, so I'm catching up a bit, but you will be hearing from me by the end of the day, okay? Alrighty, my contact information. My cell phone number at the top, that is the main one to save. I do have a text only number. You really can kind of just disregard the text only number for right now. I will text you after we have our first conversation. But if you scan that QR code there, it will auto-populate all my contact info into your phone, and just have me on speed dial. Anything you guys need, I'm always here. The question comes up and you think I might be able to help, just give me a call and we'll get things started for you. With that, I will go ahead and open it up for questions if anyone has any.
This was so wonderful. I'm Tabitha.
Hi,
I think
Tabitha.
we've talked a couple of times.
Yeah, your last name looks really familiar.
I saw you at the United Healthcare event, but I feel like there was so much going on that I couldn't really focus on like what you actually did. And I didn't realize, like, basically I'm just putting you in contact with my clients and then you're helping them with their diabetes stuff that I wouldn't normally touch anyways, right?
Say that one more time. What was the last part?
Oh, I'm just putting you in contact with my clients and then you're taking care of all of their diabetes stuff that I wouldn't normally do anything with anyways, right?
Exactly. Yeah, we just facilitate getting them connected to everything they need and make sure that they really just have a hiccup-free transition into whatever plan, or existing clients. I get a lot of agents that get calls from existing clients, or someone doing, you know, a mailer to your book of business, including my flyer saying, do you want to see if you qualify for upgrades? Little things like that, little bits of value that we can add for you. But yeah, the United Healthcare meetings, I meet a lot of people and it's a little tough because I have to go in and give my elevator speech and I can't quite be as in-depth as this, you know, so kind of have to do it in one breath. But I'm so thankful for Jeff having me on the call today and getting to dive a little bit deeper into how we can help.
Absolutely. This is absolutely wonderful.
So is there any, because I've only been referring you my United Healthcare clients. I thought that's what, I thought you were with them. Is there any of the carriers you don't work with, like Humana, Anthem, Aetna?
Yeah, so Humana, Humana we're unfortunately out of network with for the medical side, which would be things like the CGMs, like the Libre or Dexcom or pump supplies. We have been working on it for quite some time, but they keep their network real tight with 𝗃𝗏𝗃 Pharmacy and with CCS Medical. We did get some good news a couple weeks ago that we are now contracted with their PBM. However, we're not a preferred pharmacy, so they would have a percentage of share of cost. So in my position, wanting the agent, you guys to look good and make sure your clients have the lowest out of pocket, I still feel comfortable referring them to 𝗃𝗏𝗃, which is their preferred pharmacy, to make sure that they're not paying anything. But yeah, I want to make sure that they get taken care of. It's great that we have that contract now, but it's still not going to be $0 as it should be if they went to a preferred pharmacy. So I want to make sure that they're paying their lowest out of pocket. So Humana would be really the only biggie. If there are any more, like Aetna, we're good. WellCare, Anthem, we're solid. If there's any more regional carriers you have questions about, just let me know and I can look into it. If we're not contracted, I will ping my contracting lady and have her initiate to get the ball rolling. Our goal is to be able to help everybody, not just everybody, but a select few. So if you have a question, just let me know. And if for any reason a client does get referred and they are out of network with our pharmacy, we also do the legwork to find them an in-network supplier. So it's not just, sorry, out of network, figure it out. We'll definitely give them a call and provide them with an in-network provider for them.
I have a question. Hi, Hayley. It's Phyllis Shulman.
Hi, Phyllis.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Good, good. This is very wonderful news. But my question is, you said about a third of our clients will qualify. What are the underlying, underwriting guidelines that would?
Yeah, just having diabetes or pre-diabetes means they could benefit from our program as a whole. Getting them their supplies, making sure that they're connected to everything they need to properly monitor their blood sugar and administer their insulin. But to qualify for a CGM for this specific item, it would have to be on insulin or experience hypoglycemic events. But really, if they have diabetes, we can help them in some way, shape, or form. So just keeping an eye out for any of those medications that are used commonly to treat diabetes, or a meter and strips listed on their medication list, things like that. But if they have diabetes or pre-diabetes, they qualify for assistance with their supplies.
This is only for Medicare patient, correct?
So our pharmacy is very large. We are contracted with many carriers, and we do have different departments that work more with group coverage or ACA plans. However, I just can't make the same sweeping statements like I can with Medicare in regards to coverage for these items. There's a little bit more flavor and variety out there. So if you do have a client that is on a non-Medicare plan and interested in these supplies, what I can promise you is that we will verify coverage, make sure it's correct, and dispense for them. I just can't make the same sweeping, 20% fully covered, things like that.
Right. And the other thing is that there's been a number of pumps in the news recently that were faulty, or I don't even want to say dangerous, but maybe dangerous. I don't know.
Yeah. We did get a notification from the distributor of one of these CGMs. It turns out what the real issue boiled down to was members using a not the charging cord that came with the device, like purchasing one at like a CVS or something and then plugging it in was causing some issues. So they've made pretty good progress in notifying all of their existing members that are utilizing their product to make sure that they're using their brand labeled charger. But that was the issue that they were running into, was seeing some not too good, not fire hazard, I should say, but as can happen with any technology, just want to make sure you're using the compliant supplies that come with the device.
Great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, very welcome. Right, guys, any other questions? I do see there's a couple things in the chat, but I don't know. Perfect. Oh, awesome. All right, guys, any additional questions here that I can help answer while I'm on the call?
Sounds good to me.
Great, guys.
Well, thank you,
Thank
Haley.
you so much, Haley, for your time.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Thanks, guys.
The key thing here is to zap that QR code, get Haley's contact info in your phones, and utilize her as a resource. So you're never going to know all this stuff, and it's just nice to have an expert that we can reach out to and as I've had from really quick testimonials, she's super responsive, on the ball, which is what we all need, you know? So thank you, Hayley, very
Of
much.
course.
We might do this again in a little bit. I think
Yeah.
repetition's good for everyone. So maybe, you know, in a handful of months down the road, we'll do it again.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. Anytime, just let me know. And then hopefully I will see some of you guys in person during the rollout meetings, whichever ones I'm invited to this year. I'll be there, but
Yes.
come up and say hi, okay?
Yes. Thank you.
Love it. Of course. Everyone have a great day, okay?
All righty. See you, Hayley.
Thanks.
Does anyone have any issues du jour they want to talk about? The floor is open, and if not, we can all adjourn, but chime in if you have something to say or a question or anything. All right, class, it sounds like it's recess time then.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you guys
You're the best.
for allocating some time here. I appreciate it too.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Jeff.
Thank you so
Alrighty.
much. Take care, everyone.
All righty. See you guys. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.